right? At over 7 feet tall and nearly 500 pounds, my next guest is literally one of the biggest stars in sports entertainment. This Sunday, he'll be fighting in WrestleMania 21 on pay-per-view. Don't worry, that guy's fine. Please welcome Big Show. Nice guy. Nice, Big Show.
I love you. How you doing?
I'm good. Good Lord, you're a big man. Let's talk. You've been here before. We're good pals.
Buddies.
I've fought you many times. I win half the time.
Yeah, that check's late, too.
Yeah, I'll get that to you.
Yeah, okay.
And let's talk about you must have gotten large at a fairly young age. How big were you in kindergarten?
Yeah, it's funny. When I turned 6 years old, it was a very depressing time in my life. Mm-hmm. I was 101 pounds at 6 years old.
6 years old to 101 pounds?
101 pounds. And I remember feeling like, oh, my goodness, that was terrible. But looking back at the photos, you know, I'm sorry I didn't bring any. But
right.
I was a square kid.
Just square, meaning?
Square head, square shoulders, square hands, square feet.
Right, right.
Yeah, and I wasn't fat. I mean, you could see my ribs. I was just a big-framed kid.
Big-framed kid. It's funny because a lot of people, when they're that young, like, I wish that I had been bigger and bulkier. I was a scrawny kid, you know, and other fellows picked on me.
I bet you were fast, though.
Oh, yeah, I've always been quick. I'm hard to catch. But then they always catch me, and it's very ugly.
If I'd known you then, I'd have had your back.
You would have befriended me,
I would have been your friend, yeah.
You'd have been like that's very sweet. We should do a buddy movie together.
Right, you know.
Big Show and his pal Norbert. Big Show, let's go. Come with me, Big Show. I've got a plan. We're going to get this on the WB. It's going to be good. I would think, you know, it must be difficult for you because so many things in life, especially in your profession, you have to travel a lot, aren't sized for you. Like, if you get a rental car, how do you fit in a rental car? You
know, that is unbelievable. The one thing that drives me nuts is I'm a very patient person, and I understand that sometimes when people see me and they scream and run the other way, it's just a natural reaction.
Or light torches and wave them at you.
Chase me with pitchforks, you know. But when, you go to a rental car counter, and part of our business is traveling a lot, and sometimes we have to drive, 250, 300 miles a night to get to the next town to perform. And when I'm looking at a 20-year-old rental car agent, and with a straight face, I'm trying to get, a larger SUV or something big enough to drive. They look at me with a straight face and say, Mr. White, we have a Taurus for you. And I say with all sincerity, what would you like me to do? Strap it to my foot and skate to the town? Part of being able to drive a car is being able to shut the door.
Right.
I don't think the highway patrol would like me riding down the road like this.
Right. Now, what about airplane travel? Is that, I mean, can you when you fly commercial, is there...
Yeah, the seats have changed a lot. Some genius in the airline industry decided to say that, you think when you get a first-class seat, that you'd have a bigger seat.
Right.
Some genius decided to make the seat smaller, and they can put more seats in there and charge more money.
Right. That guy is actually very smart.
If I ever meet him, he's strangled on sight.
Yeah.
But the smaller commuter planes sometimes cause a problem. I remember calling my wife one time. I was on a small commuter flight somewhere in Texas to somewhere else in Texas, and it was like 17 people on the flight. And I remember telling my wife, and I forget how loud sometimes my voice is. My wife asked, she said, well, honey, how's it going? I said, well, honey, it's the first time I've ever been on an airplane where I actually feel like I'm wearing it.
Right.
And then everybody behind me started laughing. I was like, maybe I should charge for this.
Yeah. That's when you should turn around and go, do not laugh at me!
I will crush you all.
Hulk angry! What hotel rooms? I mean, I know that you've wrestled in Japan, and they're famously their hotel rooms are famously small. What do you do there?
Yeah, we stayed one time on my first trip to Japan. We stayed in a business hotel, which the Japanese are very efficient at what they do, and they don't need very many creature comforts as far as hotel rooms go. So this business hotel is very small. I mean, I had a tough time getting through the door, and when I lay down on the bed, my head was against the wall, my feet were against the wall. I mean, it was like I was literally as big as the room. Well, after 15 hours of flying and trying different foods, sometimes you have to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
And in a hurry.
Right.
So there's not much of a chance. I mean, and for me, it was a panic situation, you know. So as I squeezed into this little bathroom. The facility was about this far away from the wall.
Right.
Well, I have a lot extra when I sit down.
Right.
So I'm at kind of one of these angles like this. And it's not working for me.
I love the view I'm getting in this story, by the way.
Okay, well, we'll turn this
No, that's all right, yeah.
So I'm very frustrated at the time, and the walls are like partitions like you have in a cubicle. They're not very sturdy.
Right.
So out of frustration, I slap the wall, and the wall falls into the hallway. Which by then, it's too late to be embarrassed. It's like, oh, thank Lord I have room.
Yeah.
So there's some poor guy walking down the hallway, and there's a giant leg hanging in the hallway.
You're just there.
Yeah, I was there.
Great.
I was not funny.
Oh, not funny, no.
You try going to the bathroom on an airplane, you got some poor stewardess with a blanket in front of the door because my knees are that far out in front of the door. Moral of the story, it's just like before you leave home, have a sandwich so you don't embarrass everybody when you eat.
Right.
Go to the bathroom before you get on the plane.
Right. And then only take very short flights.
Yeah, very short flights, yes. Don't, like mistakenly decide to have a laxative before you get on the plane, then you're in trouble.
Well, what were you doing that for anyway?
Long story.
Okay, we won't get into it. Time to
get
on the 9-hour flight, but first, a jug of laxative.
When you're a kid, you go through the grandma's drawer and you find the chocolate bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was excellent.
Anyway. First when your brother gives you the chocolate bar. That's what I had. We have, I want to make sure we get to this because we're out of time, but I want to show this. The video game, which is part of your promotion that you're promoting, the makers sent us a clip, and they actually fashioned a clip of you and I fighting.
Really?
Yeah, in this video game reality, and I think we just got this. I haven't even seen it yet, but let's take a look at this clip. That's pretty much That's pretty much what would happen.
That's great.
That's how I fight. Throwing shots and everything.
That's probably why I'm having trouble trying to have a son right now. I think about it. The only time I've beat my career, I've gotten kicked in that area.
Yeah. WrestleMania 21 airs this Sunday on pay-per-view, and the new Xbox video game WrestleMania 21 comes out in April. You're always a great guest, good friend of ours. Thank you for being here. He's a good man. Big show. We'll take a break. Zach Galifianakis when we come back.